Alrighty, well, hello sinners. How are ya? On today's installment of the Letterboard of Truth, our quote of the day is, "You're probably gay. Embrace it." If you're subscribed to me, there's at least a 70% chance you're queer. It's just basic math. I'm a mathematicianist. Pride is not only a celebration of all we've accomplished as a community, it's also a reminder of the progress we have yet to make. Unfortunately, being queer is still criminalized in many parts of the world, and with a concerning amount of anti-trans bills being proposed in the US, pride is more important than ever. Now, you might be thinking, Anna, that's preposterous. We have rainbow Oreos and gay Listerine. How on earth could queerphobia possibly exist? And honestly, you got me there. Burger King didn't throw the first Whopper at Stonewall for nothing, but this little marketing tactic brands use every June is called Rainbow Capitalism. In the late 20th century, particularly after the AIDS crisis, LGBTQ acceptance was on the rise. Corporations realized that the LGBTQ community was gaining more and more purchasing power, also known as pink money. So at first, corporations began marketing to us in gay bars and gay bathhouses, but eventually more mainstream brands joined in since they also wanted their slice of the gay pie. And now we get this. Ew. Capitalism and its consequences, everyone. Although I must say, Bud Light made the best pride campaign out of any company I've ever seen, but probably not for the reason they think. It's a poster with a rainbow beer bottle, and the LGBTQ acronym spells out, "Let's get beer tonight, Queens." You can't make this shit up. Like, I literally want this on a t-shirt. Anyway, as brands are gearing up to take our sweet, sweet pink dollars this pride season, Target's ahead of the game, and this month they announced their 2023 Pride collection. They have a range of products from various LGBTQ artists and companies, and honestly, that's really cool. I've seen a bunch of people on TikTok and YouTube review Target's new Pride collection, and as a lesbian, I feel like it's my civic duty to join in on the fun. So in 2019 YouTube fashion, I made a tier list, and I will be ranking the items in Target's 2023 Pride collection. Keep in mind though, this is just my subjective opinion, and if we happen to disagree, that doesn't mean I feel a certain way about your fashion sense. That just means we have different tastes, and that's okay. Also, if anyone from Target corporate HQ just so happens to be watching, please know that although I may be harsh at certain times in today's video, that doesn't mean I'm not open to a business proposition, if you know what I mean. All right, business email down below. So I've broken this tier list up into 5 sections, and now I'll just go through and explain my qualifications for each tier. Tier number 1 is in my cart, which means anything that I put in this tier is something I would actually buy for myself. In fact, I might buy a few of these items once I finish recording. Next, we have cute, which means that while it might not be my personal taste, I can acknowledge that it's cute and it's something that a lot of people would like. Then we have the third tier, the middle tier, and that one is just labeled mid for obvious reasons. The products aren't good, they're not bad, they're just mid. Nothing to write home about, nothing special about them. No offense though, I mean, you're all special. You're all special snowflakes in my heart. This fourth tier right here is called You Tried. Basically, the items that'll be in this tier are things that I think are lazily or poorly designed, or just stuff that I think is not cute, but like not offensively bad, like this last tier, which is just called homophobia. The items in here are so offensively bad that I wish they just called me a slur. With that being said, let's talk some shit and rank these pride items. First up, we have Love and Pies. What are you doing here, Love and Pies? You're just supposed to be the sponsor of today's video. I think I might know why. You may not know this about me, but I'm an iPad kid at heart. One of life's greatest pleasures, in my opinion, is curling up in bed on a Saturday night and playing a mobile game while watching reruns of crappy reality shows. Until recently, I felt like I tried just about every type of game the App Store has to offer, and nothing really excited me anymore. That that was until I found out about Love and Pies, who I'm thrilled to be working with for today's video. Love and Pies is a free-to-download merge-to-mobile game created by Trailmix, a mobile games developer dedicated to creating snackable and nourishing games. Love and Pies follows the story of Amelia Green, a newly divorced single mom who moves to Appleton to restore the family cafe to its former glory by combining resources into baked goods, serving customers, and renovating the cafe. As Amelia works to rebuild her family's cafe, she uncovers dark family secrets, long-forgotten romantic feelings, and ancient grudges. There's also an entire wonderful cast of diverse characters ready to meet you. You can challenge yourself in various events and competitions, explore new story content that is released regularly, and put your creativity to the test while customizing and decorating your world. I find that this is the perfect game to play when I want to relax and unwind at the end of the day. There's also something so hypnotizing about merging the cute little desserts together. If you want a journey that's a perfect blend of a sitcom, telenovela, and cozy mystery with a dash of sense of humor, Love and Pies is the game for you. It's free to download on iOS and Android, so make sure to click the link below to download Love and Pies onto your mobile device. And by clicking the link below, not only will you be supporting Trailmix, you'll also be supporting my channel, so thank you in advance for that. And thank you to Love and Pies for sponsoring today's video. It's been really sweet to work with you. All right, back to your scheduled programming. Thank you for tolerating the ad break. You're so real for that. But first up, we have this vertical stripe rainbow shirt. Personally, I love a good, fun, loud button up. If you couldn't tell, this is a polo shirt, but you know, just you know what I mean. I do love this, and they do come with matching shorts. You know, feel free to disagree with me on this. I don't think they look good together. I feel like it's a little loud. I feel like if you're gonna have a statement piece in your outfit, then the rest of it needs to be neutral or simple. You know, this might be the first time ever that an outfit has made me overstimulated. I'm gonna put the button up and the shorts in cute, because I don't know if I would get them as much as I love fun button ups, but it's cute. Like, it's definitely not mid. I don't feel like it's homophobic. Yeah, so they're both gonna go there. Next up is this color block bathing suit. Boy. Target, did you even try? How do I say this without being rude? This doesn't scream pride to me, really. You're missing the green and the purple, so it's not a real rainbow, and the hues of these colors are low-key kind of ugly. I mean, she's killing it. The model looks great. It's just the bathing suit is ugly. And I feel like the stripes of the color block swimsuit don't really flatter anyone. So for that, you're gonna go in, you tried. So this next one is a black hoodie with these two adorable little hearts on them. And it says, Abracemos nuestra identidad. I'm sorry if I sounded really white when I said that, but I believe that means, I'm not gonna act like I know what it means. Let's look it up. Abracemos nuestra identidad. So after further investigation, this translates to let's embrace our identity. And I think that's a very sweet message. And I like that they're inclusive of non-English languages. Honestly, this is something I would wear even though I don't speak Spanish. So I'm gonna throw that right in my card here. But honestly, I don't think you even need to speak Spanish or be Hispanic to wear this. It's just a really cute sweatshirt. All right, so next one. I really like this shirt. I really like the color. I like that it's bold. It screams summer. I love the art on it. I love the diversity of folks that are drawn on the shirt. I don't know if I would wear it personally. I don't know if it's my style, but I do think it's cute. That's gonna go in the cute tier. I feel like people are gonna disagree with me on that one. Don't get me wrong. I like it. It's just not my style. I normally don't wear that shade of blue, but I do think it's cute. I acknowledge that it's very cute. This next one might be my favorite out of this collection, and you know, as a lesbian, I am biased, but it's a baby pink t-shirt that says live, laugh, lesbian. I fucking love it. Target, whoever designed this, they hit it out of the park with this one. I love it. It's a play on Live, Laugh, Love. It's cute. It's perfect. This is the perfect Pride merch. I'm honestly gonna order it after I'm done filming this video. I don't know why I haven't ordered it already. Like, this is perfect to wear to Pride, especially as like a crop top. That would be adorable. Again, biased as all hell. I don't care. This is going in my cart. For f***ing sure. And listen, I know it's simple. The text is very simple. The font is very simple, but it's iconic. It's camp. It's high camp. And I'm gonna wear it every single day for the rest of my life. Next up, we have these adventure sandals. I think that's what they were called on the website. I do have a pair of these from the brand Teva, and they're also rainbow, I guess technically color block. So I guess I would wear something like this, but given the fact that I already have a pair of sandals like this, I wouldn't personally get it. However, I do think the granola gays are gonna go crazy for this. So for that, I'm gonna say cute because I like the concept. I like the design. That type of sandal is very comfortable and I enjoy wearing it to the beach or on a day trip over the summer. So up next, we have a tie-dye cutoff tee. I like the style, but the shirt says, ask me about my pronouns. Now, I love the message. I think, you know, asking people for their pronouns should be normalized. I think it's a great way to make sure people are included and don't feel misgendered or invalidated. However, this is giving the same energy as those memes that are like, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee. It's very millennial gay. I feel like this was made for a cis ally. The style of the shirt itself is very adorable. I feel like the quote is kind of corny. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm gonna embrace my truth. Also, I must mention, I'm not really a fan of the white text against the light tie-dye design. I just feel like the text kind of blends in with the colors and it doesn't really stick out. Like, you have to get really close to see what the shirt says. I wish they maybe added like a stroke or something around the text, or maybe chosen a different color. What that color is, I don't know. Unfortunately, I do think this has to go in the "you tried" section. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I love the message. The concept is great. The execution could have been better. Next up, we have these black and white checkered swim shorts. I really enjoy this. I like that there are little designs in the white squares. I like that there's like a pride flag. I like the heart. I like the peace sign. I think this is very cute. I like that it's simple. And yet it's like pride without being in your face. And sometimes you just want to subtly show your pride and not be like out loud with it. Not that being out loud about it is wrong, but sometimes, you know, you want to switch it up. I'm going to put this in the cute section. I would probably put these in mid if these were like actual like jean shorts or lounge shorts or whatnot. But since they're swim shorts, that puts them in the cute tier. Don't ask me my reasoning on that. So following that, we have another black and white piece of clothing. This is a button up and it has a bunch of phrases written on it, like "your story matters," "break the mold." I think it's all right. It's like neutral enough. You can wear it any time of year with really anything. I don't know. It's just like, nah, you know, like, yeah, like the message is good, but like, nah. So for that, you're going into mid. Next, we have another graphic tee. The design is like a big eye on the stomach, and the message is better out than in. I could see they're really trying to appeal to the astrology and spiritual gaze, and I don't think it's a bad design. Not in the slightest. I can't explain it. It's just a vibe. I'm gonna put it in mid because that's the vibe I get. Don't blame me. I'm an empath. That's just what empathetically I'm feeling right now, that this shirt has to go in mid. Sorry. We have another graphic tee. This one is yellow and it says "bien proud." I think it's cute. Again, I like that they're including languages that aren't English. It's another mid design. I don't know. It's just like simple. I think this is cute. Like, I think if you paired this with a fun pair of pants like this person is doing, I think it looks good. But on its own, you know, it's like, it's mid. It's mid. Next, we have these biker shorts. Personally, I've never been a biker shorts kind of gal. I really like the double rainbow going up the sides. Yeah, I like it. It's simple. It's cute. It's perfect for like a hike or going to the gym or, you know, a hot girl walk or something. That goes in cute. Next, there's a Black and Proud shirt, and I like that the progress flag is like a gradient across the bottom text. Yeah, I like it. It's neutral, but like it has a great message, and I think it's cute. That's gonna go in the cute category. Next, we have these really cute shorts that have the same heart design as this sweatshirt in the top tier. These shorts are gonna join the matching sweatshirt. The design of the two hearts is adorable. I love shorts in this style. I think these are great for lounging or just for the summer in general. I might have to buy that too. Oh my gosh. I'm just compiling my shopping list for y'all. Next, we have these black overalls with rainbow hearts. Just like with the biker shorts, I've never been an overalls gal, not since I was like 4, but they're cute. You know, for people who wear overalls, I can see people liking this. So for that, I'm gonna put in cute. Like, I think it's cute. I don't know. I'm glad that I'm liking most of the designs, but like, I don't know. I kind of want to be a hater for a second. Like, give me something to really, sink my teeth into and grill. But no, it's just like happy, positive vibes today. Disgusting. So following that, we have this black skater dress. I have a lot of things to say. First of all, I don't like that the rainbow is one color. I wish they did like one color for each arc. Now, I don't wear skater dresses, so I don't know if this is the norm or whatnot, but I don't like how boxy the design is. I feel like this wouldn't be flattering for a lot of people. I think if the waist was a little more cinched, it would look cooler. But again, that's just me. Maybe the boxy look or more of an oversized look works for some people. It's not doing it for me. So I think I'm gonna have to put that in the mid. The only reason why I'm not putting it in You Tried is just because it's black and it can go with a lot of stuff, and I feel like this is very easy to accessorize and just liven up a little bit. So this next one is a 2-piece black bikini, and the seams are rainbow color. I really love this. I like the simplicity. Again, I like neutral stuff. I say as I'm wearing a red, white, and blue shirt. Most of the time I wear neutrals, and that's with like anything, whether it's clothes, swimwear, whatever. I really like this. That's gonna go in my cart. I think I might actually get it because it's really cute. I don't know, but I can't say the same for this next one. We have this bodycon skirt. No, I'm sorry. First of all, horizontal stripes, you'll never catch me in that. I'm not a skirt person. If you are, that's fine, obviously. I hate it. It looks like you took one of your grandmother's old blankets and sewed it into a skirt, which usually I feel like that would be a look I'd like, but this, I'm gonna put that in You Tried. I feel bad. I feel like this girl is getting all of the outfits. Okay, so this one is a baby pink shirt, kind of like the Live Laugh Lesbian one, but it says, "Sorry, can't think straight." What heterosexual person in the design department made this? Oh, like, I don't know, this one makes me cringe. Oh, with the rainbow braid. It's like, "Sorry, can't think straight." Like, I'm so quirky. Like, I'm not straight. I can't think straight. This kind of reminds me of a story from my freshman week of college. A couple of my friends and I, who were also somewhere in the LGBT community of varying identities, we were going to a GSA meeting. Red flag already. And since it was like the second or third week of school, we didn't know the campus very well, so we were trying to map out where we were going. And I said something along the lines of like, "Well, we can't think straight," or something like that. And like, I cringe every time I think of that story, because literally like only 1 or 2 people like kind of laughed at it. Everyone else just kind of looked at me awkwardly. So yeah, this gives me flashbacks. This saying alone makes me want to crawl out of my skin. So I think this is going to be our first one in the homophobia tier. Sorry. Again, we have another heterosexual special. This shirt says, "If being gay was a choice, I'd be gayer." Would you now? This shirt makes me wish I was straighter. Can I say that? Just like the pronoun shirt before, this is giving like, "Don't talk to me before I've had my coffee," millennial sort of vibe. No offense to the millennials watching, by the way. Your millennial humor has a special place in my heart, and this has a special place in the You Tried category. Moving on. This next one is a collar chain, which I've actually never seen one of these before, but it's a collar chain with varying flags of different identities from the LGBT community. This one is the trans flag. This is the progress flag. And we have the bi flag in the middle. Bi rights, we love to see it. Then we have the lesbian flag. Wow, I feel honored. And then I believe this is the non-binary flag. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Personally, I'm not a collar chain kind of girl. I think these would be a lot cuter if they were in pin form, so people could stick them on their tote bags or something. I do like the intention. I just wish it was in a different format, I guess. I think I'm gonna put these in mid, maybe? Sure. All right, final verdict. This is mid, respectfully. Following the collar chain, we have this color block bucket hat. I almost forgot what it was called. Unpopular opinion, I love bucket hats. I think they should and will make a comeback in fashion, just because I feel like they're very reminiscent of the 90s and the 2000s. I could be wrong though. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. However, I will say again, I am not a fan of the white text on the light colors behind it. Cute concept. I just wish that maybe there was like a stroke or a border or something with the text, because you can't really see what it says. I believe it says super queer, but like, you know, does it really? Because you could barely fucking see it. So this I'm gonna put in mid though, because I do like the color block design. Next, we have a graphic tee that says life is better in community with rainbow text and 4 rainbow flowers. I feel like without the rainbow, I wouldn't know if this was for pride or not, because the message is pretty generic, because community can be referring to anything really. So this is gonna go in mid. All right, so this shirt says homophobia and transphobia can be cured with education. Wow, Target really just solved homophobia, didn't they? We just needed a t-shirt like this and boom, bigotry against the LGBT community is cured. Don't know if I love the yellow text. Like, of course I agree. Like, I think people should be educated on the LGBTQ plus community, because usually people fear what they don't know. So, you know, the more education, the better. I'm just gonna put it in mid. I don't know, that's what I'm feeling. Next, we have non-binary written in kind of like that grocery bag sort of text. And while I do feel this style of t-shirt is overdone, I like it. Controversial, possibly. I know it's sort of a generic design and literally every brand has done some sort of this. I don't know, it's very 90s to me. I like it. I like it. That's going in cute. NBs, you got some cute merch you can look at, I guess. Go off, NBs. That's really cute. Next, this is a tank top with the 5 hosts from Queer Eye: Jonathan, Karamo, Tan, Bobby, and Anthony. And this is nothing against them. I think they're all lovely people and I think they're doing really great things and they're very positive representations. However, it's giving Redbubble, and it's like, if you're gonna charge me $16 for a tank top, it better be a good design, not just something like I could print from some third-party website. And you know, you don't have to do the Fab Five like this. They're great. They deserve more than this just like generic design ironed onto a t-shirt. I'm sorry, am I wrong? I don't know. I feel like Target low-key did the Fab Five dirty, so that's gonna go right down here in homophobia. Next, we have some swim trunks. I don't know, they're cute, but like when I see them, I don't think pride. They just look like a summer pattern. That's gonna go in you tried as well. All right, next is a gray shirt with repeating gay, 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 gay on both sides, and it's multicolor. I really like this because it's not just like a boring repeating design, but it's like unique and like the color scheme is really cool. I like it. I'm a huge fan of this. I think this is gonna go in cute as well. That's nice. I like that. All right, this one says, not me living my gayest life. Very, how do you do, fellow kids? I do like the touch of the mountains being the trans flag. Adorable. The rest is but because of the trans mountains, we're gonna put that in mid. Otherwise, it would have gone on the you tried section. Following that, we have a white t-shirt with a red heart, and the text says, girls, gays, and theys. Now, I think this phrase is very overused on social media. I feel like we've all used it at some point, and I'm kind of tired of hearing it. I wish we would change it up a little bit, but I like that the text is legible. So for that, I'm gonna put it in cute. because it's simple, it's cute, the design is nice, I like it. All right, this next one I'm really conflicted on. I'm really curious to see what y'all think of it. We have this green boiler suit. It's giving Fallout 4. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. And there's like this like piss yellow gay text on the back that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I don't know. This is like something Arwen Hawkhauser would wear to Pride. And I don't know how to feel about that. Wait, I do know how I feel about that. That's going to go in the You Tried section. You really did, huh? All right, this is a Haley Kiyoko shirt. Lesbian Jesus, she's just going to go in the cute category because I don't know if I would buy this t-shirt, but I mean, it's Haley Kiyoko. She's gonna go in one of the higher tiers. We still have a lot of these left, so I'm gonna try to speed through it. It's a lightning round. Here, Queer and Without Fear. Okay, and that's terrible. I shouldn't say that. It's just enough to go in the mid section. This one, it's okay. Very reminiscent of 2014 Tumblr, and that makes me a little nostalgic. Join Here and Queer in the midsection. Cool. This next one though. So it's a skeleton doing the limp wrist and the pink text underneath says, is he, you know, I fucking love that. I would genuinely wear this around Halloween time. Like this is perfect. This is beautiful. A+. Wow. Round of applause, A+ to this design. That's gonna go in my cart. I think I'm gonna wind up getting it too and wear it around Halloween time because this is just perfect. Here we have a boiler suit with shorts. Yeah, you're gonna join your friend in the You Tried category. All right, so this next one is kind of like the Fab Five shirt, and it's a picture of some dude, I think the guy from Schitt's Creek, and the text says, I like the wine, not the label. Great message. However, again, I feel like this is something I can get off of Redbubble. I don't know the relevance of Schitt's Creek and Pride. I've never seen the show, so don't yell at me, but I think this is gonna go in the homophobia category because although I don't know this gay man, I believe he does deserve better. We have a black cap with the rainbow on the side, and on the left corner it says not a phase. To be honest, this hat would be a lot cuter if the text wasn't there. This kind of reminds me of like a jean jacket you would get at Forever 21 and the front looks fine, but then the back says something stupid like Taco Tuesday or something like that. So for that, I'm gonna downgrade it to cute because otherwise I would have put it in my cart. The text low-key ruined the design. This next shirt says not a phase and it has various faces on the moon of it. Again, you're appealing to the astrology and spiritual girly gays out there. I don't know if I love the color scheme though. Just kidding. I actually do like it. I like it a lot better than the next two that we'll be reviewing. I'm gonna put it in cute because I do like the color scheme. Even though I wouldn't personally buy it, it's cute. It's cute. So this next one is a yellow hoodie. The text also says not a phase with the moon phases. You might not be able to see it because the text is so fucking indistinguishable from the color of the hoodie. Like, this is just bad. Like, the text should be legible, the yellow and the bright blue together. It's an eyesore. You tried, babe, but you did not succeed. Same with the shorts, the same issue. The colors of the text and the shorts clash. It would have been a lot cuter if you changed the color of the hoodie and the text and everything and you're going in the You Tried section. Thank you very much. All right, so here's a beanie that says Queer All Year. It's a nice pink pastel beanie. This feels very reminiscent of Teddy Fresh. It's cute. I wish they went with a darker pink for the text. As you can see, I'm all about legible text, but it's cute. It's gonna go in mid because it's not ugly, but like I'm not like all for it. Like I said earlier, they're always doing this girl dirty. It's Annabelle core. Ragdoll goes to Pride. I don't like it. Like, it would probably be cuter on like a little kid. Maybe like this seems like it's more so designed for a child rather than an adult or a ragdoll. It's ugly and I'm offended. So that's going in homophobia. Next, we have a rainbow platform sandal. This certainly isn't my thing personally, even though I could definitely use a platform sandal considering that I'm under 5 feet. Is it like cute or is it mid cute? I'm gonna say it's more mid cute. All right, so next we have this blue hoodie. This text is like pink, but also not pink. And it has like different pride flags interwoven in the text. It's ugly. Yeah, you tried. And I might as well skip ahead because there's a shirt with the exact same font on it that will also be going in. You tried. Damn, that's a double homicide for her. But following that, we have these really, really adorable socks. So fucking cute. The ones on the right would be perfect for Pride, and the ones on the left are perfect for like everyday wear. Not to be a simp for capitalism, but I love these. These are so fucking cute. And you know, I don't need more socks, but I'm probably gonna get them anyway. Like, yeah, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but this and the lesbian t-shirt kind of ate, don't you think? Next, we have some rainbow slides. Cute, I guess, but they're just slides at the end of the day. I imagine these are probably overpriced on the Target website. Let me fact check myself. Hold on. Where are you? These are $15 according to the Target website. And like, while they're cute, I guess I like the rainbow. I'm sure you can find something similar to these for a lot cheaper, but like they're cute still. So that's why they're gonna go in mid. But you know, spend your money wisely. So this next one is also a pronoun t-shirt, but I think this is a lot more well done than the Ask Me About My Pronouns t-shirt from earlier. I love the art. I love how like inclusive and diverse it is. I think the color scheme is really cute. I like that they also, you know, included people of different skin colors and abilities and stuff like that on here. Yeah, they really nailed it out of the park with this one. So that I think is gonna go in my cart because that's really fucking adorable. I would wear that. We have another pastel beanie. Again, should have used a darker shade of pink for the text or something completely different. You know, it's aight, but like, come on. This next one is just a black shirt with a pink queer across it. I do like its simplicity and how neutral it is, but like also like queer. That's it. And for that, you're going in the mid tier. All right. Give me a little more excitement. Like this one. This one says queer, 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 queer. I really like it. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. And it's just like a little more exciting than the previous shirt we saw. So yeah, queer is going in the cute one section thing. I'm like delusional at this point. I've been filming for an hour and a half. Next, we have a fanny pack. I do love a fanny pack. I love a crossbody bag in general, but I feel like they don't get the love they deserve. And I really love the little rainbow chain on the, what's it called? The handle. I love the rainbow zippers. I think this is really well done. I think it's so fucking cute. And I would wear this all year round, not just during Pride season. And you know, I have enough bags, especially black bags. So I'm going to put it in my cart anyway though, because how can I not? Here's a rainbow robe. I've worn robes before, but I really don't understand the point. It's like, just dry yourself off and put clothes on. Why are you in this weird limbo of like having a robe on? Like, it's not a towel, it's not clothes, but like a third secret thing. But it's cute, sure. Here's the same skater dress from earlier, just in like this really weird rainbow pattern. Who stole their grandmother's tablecloth from the 80s and turned it into a dress? Now we're getting into full hater mode. I don't like it. That's it. So you're going here. Oh my God. I love this rainbow tote bag. I like that it's translucent. I think this is perfect for like a beach trip or just like a day trip during the summer in general. Perfect for vacation. I love it. I think it's adorable. So that's going to go in my cart. I do love a nice bag. So here we have a rash guard top. I'm kind of confused why it's in black and white. Like, is this for straight pride or is it for gay pride? Add a little rainbow or something to it besides this like little mediocre one. I don't wear rash guards, so like I'm kind of biased against it already. Where's the pride? It's missing. So that's going to go in the you tried section. All right, this next one is a black shirt and it says say gay in a rainbow gradient. Without the context I assume this has, I would say it's mid, but I think this is in response to the don't say gay bill in Florida. For that reason, I like it a little more because it's just like countering that. And obviously like I'm against the don't say gay bill. That's going to be upgraded to cute. Good job. Good job. All right, next we have this like little shawl number. I don't get it. Maybe I'm not fun or silly and goofy enough to get the shawl, but I like, where else are you gonna wear it besides like Pride or a rave or something? Again, maybe I'm boring, but also like, am I really boring when I'm wearing this freaking obnoxious bowling shirt. I think this is gonna, not in homophobia, this is gonna go in you tried, because you really did, huh? Here we have a pair of orange short alls. I think that's what the website called them. They're okay. While this is a cute color, I feel like for most people, it would be really hard to style because you can only wear certain things with it. It could be like a cute statement piece though. You can wear it with like black or white or something underneath, but I feel like your options are limited. So for that, I'm going to put it in mid, but I do think this could work for some people. All right, here we have another rainbow bag that's in the similar style as the fanny pack from earlier, except it's more of like a sling bag. Actually, I think I'm going to put it in cute just because I like the touch of the chain on the fanny pack a little more, and this one's a little more boring, but it's still cute. It's still cute. If there wasn't the fanny pack, I would probably get the sling bag. I'm taking forever. Let's just go. All right, this one sounds gay. I'm in. I do love the vintage design. I do love a callback to designs from like the 60s and 70s and stuff. The quote is a little bit overdone. I like the design. I think the design makes up for it, so that's gonna go in cute. This next one says, "Speak up, your story matters." I do love the message, and no hate to the artist of whoever made this. I'm not wowed. I'm whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. That's a good mid-tier pick. This one I like a little more. It's like a rainbow gradient going across the chest. And underneath in white text, it says gender is a spectrum. I wish the text was a little bigger or a little more distinct because I feel like the gradient kind of overtakes it, but maybe that was the point. But I still like it. I do still like it. So I think I'm going to put it in cute anyway. All right, super queer. Like this video if you're super queer. Actually, this design is cute, don't get me wrong. I like it. I just think it would look better as a poster rather than a sweater. For that, I'm going to put it in mid. Busy thinking about girls. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's going up there. Again, I know I'm a lesbian, I'm biased, but it is what it is. That's life. All right, this one, I love this shirt. While it's not necessarily my style, I think this is perfect not only for Pride, but for like a concert during the summer or a festival, a rave. I think this is a really fun going out shirt. And I feel like you could have a lot of fun in this outfit. So I'm going to put this in cute because I wouldn't personally buy it, but if I saw someone out and they were wearing this, I would let them know that it was adorable. Good shirt, good times. Queer todos los días. I think that says queer every day. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's okay. The red on pink it's like kind of like Valentine's Day vibes, and I do like that, but like, it's all right. It's just okay. It's just okay to me. This next one's a tote bag. Clearly they know their target audience because the gays love their tote bags. And it says, "Too queer for here." I think that's adorable. I know this is a similar design to the super queer sweatshirt that we looked at before, but I like that this is on a tote bag. I feel like this works a lot better as a tote bag design. So that's why it's gonna go above the super queer sweatshirt. Yeah, I'm satisfied. Here's some boxers that I found. I think they're adorable. I think obviously it's supposed to be like the trans flag colors, and I have to say, you guys have an adorable flag. The color scheme is great, so these are also gonna go in cute. I like the bubblegum vibe of it. Same with this one. This one says support trans futures. Great message, of course. I love the tie-dye. I'm gonna put that in my cart. I don't know why, it's like speaking to me. I picture myself like wearing this in like an outfit with like light blue jeans. This one says trans pride, trans power. I like that. This is also in the trans flag colors. I think this is a really good shirt. I like this shirt. That's gonna go in cute as well. This next one's very 90s coded. It says trans people will always exist. I love the color block again. Yeah, it's giving me like vintage vibes. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy looking at the shirt. And it's true. Trans people will always exist. They always have existed. Trans people aren't going anywhere. This one I think is gonna go in my cart because that's a cool ass shirt. This shirt says validation not needed. I do like the cut off sleeves. I do find that very pleasing. Again, like the message. It's aight though. It's like kind of corny. Ooh, don't hate me for saying that. Like, yeah, true. Like, yeah, obviously we don't need your validation. It's giving a mid vibe to me. Here you go. So it's going in the mid section. All right. So I assume these sweatpants are in the same line as that trans pride, trans power shirt. And these are cute. I mean, you can't go wrong with basic black joggers. I think I like this better in shirt form. For that, I'm just gonna put it in mid. But like I said, black sweatpants go with everything, so I don't think it deserves to go higher or lower. It's perfect in the middle section. We just have a few more, y'all. We got this. Okay. I mean, these socks are adorable. You know I love my socks. And again, the trans flag, you guys popped off on that flag. It is probably one of the cutest flags in the LGBT community. That's gonna have to go in my cart. As you could see from these two right here, I love a sock. I love a sock. Here are two dog toys with various LGBT flags on them. I think this is really cute for a pet. I love the sweet little faces on the butterflies. I think it's cute. Yeah, that's gonna go in cute. So this next one was advertised as a cat toy, allegedly, but like, is it really? You're not that slick. We know what this is actually for. Come on, it looks like something you would get in the back of Spencer's, not in the Target Pride section for your cat. But it's camp though, so that's going in cute. Too. I've never been a fan of putting animals in clothing, but this is animal clothing. You could put this on your dog or a cat, I assume, and it says, "I'm proud of you always." And I think if I saw a dog wearing this at a pride festival, I would tear up a little bit. I'm not gonna put it in my cart because my cats would both refuse to wear it. They're not really clothing type of cats. They're very exhibitionist, but it's cute. That is adorable. This rainbow mat is really cute too, but I think it's kind of ironic that you're going to be wiping the dirt from your shoes onto the rainbow flag. I know that wasn't their intention, but like, come on. That's also gonna go in cute though. Even though I don't wanna wipe my dirty feet, my dirty dogs on the rainbow flag, not on my community. Right, we have a mug here. And you know I love a good pun because this says gender fluid. And like, you know, it's a mug. You're gonna be putting fluids in it. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm not gender fluid, but I think I would buy this anyway just because I love a good pun. I do. Guilty as charged. All right, and finally, we have this decorative pillow that says self-made in the trans flag colors. I think this is adorable. I think this would be an adorable gift for your trans friend because, yeah, they are self-made. That's so cool. That's gonna go in cute. So this is my final ranking of Target's 2023 Pride collection. I'll leave a screenshot right here so you could take it all in. So if you decide to fill out the tier list, please feel free to tweet it or DM me or whatever. I would love to see your results. If there are any other Pride collections from any other brand you would like me to review going forward, please let me know down below. And in general, if you'd like to see any particular video from me, I have a Google form linked in the description where you could submit your video ideas. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a tiny thumbs up and subscribe down below. And since Pride Month is coming up, make sure to head to the Google form, leave me some gay ideas, some gay videos that you want me to do for Pride Month so we could celebrate like a family, like the family of sinners we are. Thank you for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. And thank you to Love and Pies. Bye. Cool.